Alright, I'm gonna try something crazy. Oh, it worked!
I don't want no combo, I want checks. I don't want the second, I want best. I'm all in my head, way I'm a wreck.
Yo, what's up guys? Joey here. Welcome back to another full PC build guide. I saw your guys' comments. You guys were getting sick and tired of the time lapses. I also saw the price point 1500 thrown around quite a bit, and that's what we're doing here today. This is not the first build guide that's gonna come out. We have planned a total of 4, including this one, 1200, then 700, and then the final price point is gonna be 400. So if any of those are within your budget, stay tuned for that. The way we're gonna be doing things here is we're gonna be breaking the video down into 3 parts. So the first part is I'm gonna be showing you guys how to build this entire PC step by step. And second, I'm gonna show you guys how to install Windows 10 and then any necessary drivers you may need. And then last, we're gonna be playing games. So yep guys, it's gonna be a lengthy video because it is a full guide. Let's just jump right into it. So for this build, we did go with the blue team, Intel i7-9700K. It's an 8-core processor with a max boost of 4.9 gigahertz. As far as the best-selling CPUs on Amazon, it's ranked fairly high. What we paid for it is $365. And as you can see, mine's already kind of unboxed. It's because this is the second time filming this video. The first time mistakes were made, so we had to repackage everything to the best of our capabilities. The system we're building here today is going to be a Mini-ITX build, so it's going to be tiny. I mean, just take a look at our motherboard. It is rocking the Z390 chipset, and it does have built-in Wi-Fi, and we picked it up for $155. This is the Wi-Fi antenna, and this is the I/O shield which goes into the case. This is an extension cable for an RGB LED strip that we are going to be using for this build. And finally, these are SATA cables which are used to connect drives to the motherboard, whether it's an SSD or a hard drive. So first thing we want to do is find the golden arrow on the CPU, which is going to be on the bottom left hand side, and on our board there's also a little arrow right here, bottom left hand side. So just go ahead and pull this out and lift it up to reveal our CPU socket, and we're just gonna gently lay it into place. You don't want to push it in because you could bend your pins. So I'm just gonna line it up and drop it into the socket. It should just fall in, and then lower this back down and make sure you tuck that in under the screw. And this is gonna require a bit of pressure, but don't worry, it's supposed to be like that. You're not breaking anything. And tuck it in. As you can see, this pops right off, which is normal. Moving on to our next part, we went with 16 gigs of the Corsair Vengeance LPX, rated at 3200 megahertz. 83 bucks is what we paid for it. So when putting in our RAM, it only goes in one way. First, we want to go ahead and pull back both of these levers, and we're going to line it up this way. And once we have it in, just push it down, and both of these things should clip into place. We're gonna do the same thing for the other one. So next, we're gonna be installing our storage. It's 500 gigs, the Samsung 970 EVO. This thing's really small, and it's gonna go right into our motherboard right here. It's also very fast, guys. So when you turn on your PC, Windows 10 is gonna boot up very quickly. We're gonna need, well, a normal screwdriver for everything else, but for this one, just a smaller screwdriver to undo this screw right here. Set this to the side. We're gonna wanna remove this. Just keep in mind that there's originally a piece of film right here that you're gonna wanna remove. I already removed it. And to install it, you just line it up right here at an angle like this, and it just goes right into there. Lay it down. We're gonna cover it up now and secure it into place. All right, and our SSD is installed. Now we're gonna wanna secure our motherboard into the case. The NZXT H200, 90 bucks is what we paid for it. So I'm gonna undo my professional seals. So in the back of the case right here is where we have all our screws that we're gonna need. First thing you wanna do is make sure you clip the I/O shield that came with our motherboard in the back side of the case, and make sure that all 4 sides clip into place. Like that. For our motherboard installation, we're gonna wanna use the 632 screws. With the case, you gotta make sure that the motherboard standoffs are already in the appropriate places. But with this one, we're fine. The case already has them where we need them. So what I like to do at first, I line up the ports of the motherboard with the I/O shield at an angle like this. And once I have those in, then I set it down, and then I line it up with the 4 motherboard standoffs. I'm then just gonna screw in all 4 sides. So our board's in. Now we're gonna be installing our CPU cooler. We went with an AIO, the Kraken X52, paid 150 bucks for it. So first you wanna go ahead and secure your radiator into the case. And for that, we're gonna have to take off the front cover. It is gonna require a bit of force. Don't worry, you're not gonna break it or anything. So just take it out like this. Okay, there you go. So we're gonna wanna remove the bracket we have here. It's secured by 4 screws. So go ahead and remove the dust filter from the bracket. I'm gonna use my thumbs and just push it out. like that. I'm going to put my fans on top of it, turn this around to then line up the holes of the fans with the bracket. So that right there is lined up, the first fan, and then gonna do the same for the second fan. So inside of the bag, we have our screws. Pretty much what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be screwing this in through here. It's gonna then go through the fan and secure into one of these points. So that's gonna tighten through. Don't tighten them all the way yet, these screws, because you may need to move these fans a little bit up and down to line up with the final 4 points. You can put one of these first, right? And then put the screw through there. But I mean, it doesn't really matter, guys. All right, guys, so it's gonna be standing up like this with the tubes on top. Just gonna work this way through and secure it back into place. Don't forget your dust filter. Before we secure this to the CPU, we want to connect these two cables because then you're gonna have to connect these at an awkward angle. So this cable right here is for all the fans. It's gonna be powered by this right here, SATA. And then this cable right here is gonna hook up to our motherboard. It's gonna allow us to then control the fan speed and the different color effects of this. Flip first, go ahead and put all of these in. They just slide. So once you have all those like that, first I'm gonna do the back ones right here. All right, so that's lined up, and then the front ones. So now we're gonna need this piece. It's the same length on each side, so it doesn't matter what side you screw into the 4 points. So there's one side, and here's the final one. Just keep screwing in till it stops, and then they're done. Putting it in with the cables facing up, lining it up with the 4 points, and once it's in, then we're gonna secure it with 4 of these. And by the way, the AIO already has pre-applied thermal paste. Once again, just keep screwing till this stops and you're good. Okay guys, so the USB 2.0 cable, this one right here is gonna hook up to our motherboard. So I routed the cable through the back. It's gonna hook up right here and it only goes in one way. Should look like that. So now the second cable has like 3 different separated cables. The first one, which is the shortest one, hooks up to our CPU header. So it's gonna hook up to the first fan header. It's a 4-pin. This is only a 3-pin cable, but it's fine. So it should look like that, guys. So all the fans are gonna connect to this cable. So our 2 front fans and our 2 back fans all connect here. So we wired the cable to the back of the case. Our 2 back fans are gonna hook up right here. And then our 2 front fans, those are hooked up. And I'm just gonna leave it like that for now. And then the final cable of the AIO is the SATA cable, which is gonna power the whole thing. And that's gonna hook up to our power supply. So I'll go ahead and just leave that to the side as well for now. So for our power supply, we went with a 650 watt one by Corsair. This one's bronze rated. We paid 80 bucks for it. Before we put our power supply into our case, we want to hook up the necessary cables we're going to need for our build. Cables that are already hooked up. This one's going to power our CPU, and then this big one's going to power the rest of our motherboard. We're going to be hooking in one PCI cable. This cable's going to power our RTX 2070 Super. It's going to hook up right here. And then our second cable looks like this. It's the power cable for a bunch of SATA inputs, and that's going to hook up right here. Done. That's it. We're only going to need those cables. Make sure the fan is facing down. Then just line it up with the 4 points and secure it into place. All right, our power supply's in. Before we hook up all our power cables, we're gonna hook up these 4 cables, which are all from the case. So our USB 3.0 cable is gonna hook up right here. So now above this, where this white port is, that's where our F panel cable is gonna hook up. If we move down here, this is where our HD audio cable hooks up. Like that. And for our final Type-C port, I'm gonna undo the fan because it's gonna be a tight fit. It's gonna hook up back here. It only goes in one way, so make sure you have it facing the right side. And it should look like that. I'm just gonna re-secure my fan now. Okay guys, so that's all our case cables. Now we're gonna move on to all our power supply cables. And then finally, we're gonna finish it off with the GPU and an RGB LED installation. As you can see, these right here are braided. They're a little nicer, but these right here are kind of just the basic power supply cables. So I went ahead and bought custom sleeve extension power supply cables. Pretty much how they work is they're gonna hook up to our original power supply cables, and then the nice part, these cables are actually gonna be in the front of the case. These come in a lot of different color options. I'll link them in the video description. So the cables come with combs. Okay guys, we got our cables nice and combed. So let's hook them up. The first one is the big 24-pin power cable. It has a clip right here, and we're gonna clip it into this back part right here. So just a little bit of force is required, and yep, it's clipped. Gonna be routed all the way back here. And if we move to the back of the case, here's the power supply, big 24-pin power cable. It then hooks up to the extension cable. If you were using the original power supply cables, you simply hook up the original end directly to the motherboard. So now the next extension cable we're gonna be hooking up is the one that's split like this. It's the only cable that's split within the pack. So we're then gonna connect this cable like that. And this is the end that's gonna hook up to the motherboard. This cable powers our CPU. So again, just make sure it clips, and the clips are gonna be facing the top side, and it's gonna be a tight fit into here. Oh, I heard it. All right, we golden. And the other end is gonna hook up to the CPU power cable. It's labeled. So this one is a SATA power cable. Now remember when we were working with our AIO, we still haven't powered it on. So this is where our SATA power cable comes into play, and we're just gonna hook it up into one of the slots. Now we have 3 more additional SATA power cables here, and these could be used down the line when you wanna add an extra SSD or a hard drive. They're also gonna have to be powered by this. Let's hook up the RGB LED strip, and that is right here. This is also linked in the video description. I don't know if I'm gonna be using 1 or 2 yet. I'll see how it goes because I haven't worked in this case before. I'm gonna be using this cable that came with the motherboard. It's just a little adapter for the RGB. So we're gonna hook this up into here. And then the other end of the cable is gonna hook up to our RGB strip. And that's it. All right, so I'm wiring this through the bottom. And back here, we now complete the installation of our RGB strip. It's gonna be real litty inside our case now. Okay guys, we are now moving on to the final part, our RTX 2070 Super. 500 bucks for this guy. And here is our card. So we're gonna remove both of these brackets. All right, so let's get this out of the way and make sure you pull this all the way back. Now just line this up with the 2 slots of the case and then just push it in. Now we're gonna re-secure our card. So our final cable is the PCI cable. It's gonna power our graphics card. I'm gonna be hooking up, again, these 2 extensions, one end right here, one end right here. In goes the 6-pin cable and our 8-pin cable. And I'm gonna be routing the cables through here. So now back here, I'm gonna hook up the 8-pin and then the 6-pin. So this is just gonna be put to the side. And there, our graphics card is now powered. So this wasn't part of the budget, but I'm gonna go ahead and be throwing a hard drive in here so I can then show you guys how to connect that. Okay guys, so putting our hard drive into the case, make sure our ports are facing this way. So we're gonna secure our hard drive with the M3 5 flat screws that came with our case. All right, so now we need the SATA cables that came with our motherboard. So this cable right here is used so the motherboard could read data from the hard drive. So one end is gonna hook up into the drive and then the other end will hook up into one of the SATA ports on the board and we're good. So our hard drive is gonna have to be powered by SATA. So remember our SATA power cable where we hooked up the AIO? Now one of those ends is gonna hook up to power our hard drive right by the SATA, and now our hard drive's ready. And yeah, I know it can be a little confusing. Both of the cables are called SATA. So SATA data, SATA power. And we're done now, guys. It's ready to go. Now we just gotta put the 2 lids on. Make sure to get rid of these things right here, guys. If this touches your board, computer could blow up, right? So just get rid of that. The cables were definitely a tight squeeze. Keep in mind, we did include extension cables, so that added a lot of extra bulk, but it's shut. We can't forget our Funko Pop. This is the GameStop exclusive Master Chief with an energy sword. Here he is. Look at his glutes. He be squatting. His biceps, strong core, big ass head. I think he will fit right there, actually. He fits. First boot up, guys, ready? Oh, flip the power button on. So here we have our finished product, the Chief. So now we're gonna move on to the installation of Windows 10. We're gonna be needing a USB flash drive that has a bootable ISO of Windows 10. I've made a video on how to create one of these. That'll be linked in the video description, but you can also just purchase one. We're gonna hook it up to the top. So once we have our Windows 10 USB plugged in, we're gonna arrive at this blue screen right here. Just click next, and eventually we're gonna navigate to what drive we're gonna wanna install our operating system to. Right here, we're just gonna select, I don't have a product key. If you do have a product key, this is where you insert it. I'm gonna select Windows 10 Pro. Read through this like that, done, next. So I'm gonna select custom install and make sure we select our 500 gigabyte SSD so our operating system could boot up quick. Next. So after it's done copying over all the files, it's then gonna reboot the computer. So the computer's gonna reboot. So far it's rebooted twice, and that's normal. Just let it do its thing. So eventually we'll arrive at this screen. And now this is a screen you get if you just recently purchased like a new laptop from the store. So this is fairly simple. It's just a matter of clicking next. It's gonna ask for your username and password and whatnot. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go through this, and we're gonna then go to our desktop. Okay guys, so before we can start playing games, we just have to take care of a few more things. So first things first, we're gonna head over to our Motherboard's website. I'll link this in the video description, and we wanna download our drivers. So the latest ones are usually at the top of the list. So we're gonna click your region. I'm here. and I'm gonna save it as, and then to my desktop. Okay, I'm gonna head over to LAN now and download this one. Save as, same thing to my desktop. Now under WLAN, don't click the latest ones because I already tested them and they weren't working. The Wi-Fi one, it wouldn't install. So I'm gonna head over to the 21.40.1.4 Bluetooth and Wi-Fi drivers. Save. Save. And right here, we're gonna download our latest BIOS version, which is right now F7A. Save. And finally, under utility, we're gonna download RGB Fusion. And RGB Fusion is the program that allows you to change the light strips to any color you want and the effects and whatnot. Okay, so those are all our drivers. So I'm gonna exit this out now, but wait, actually, I'm gonna click view downloads. Everything's done downloading. So our LAN driver is already downloaded, but now it's scanning. Sometimes it just takes forever here and it doesn't really matter because it's already done downloading. So I'm just gonna leave it how it is for now and already start installing these. So all our folders are zipped. We want to extract them all in order to be able to install them. So right click the folder, extract all, extract. It's going to automatically open the new folder, but as you can see right here, we now have a folder that's ready to go. So I'm going to do the same thing for all of our drivers. All right, they're all ready to go now. So we're going to click each folder, and for this one, we're going to just click the first file within the folder. Yes. And that's done installing. It just popped up and then it just disappeared. It's good though, that one's good. Next one is our LAN driver. Double click and we're gonna click auto run. Install drivers and software. We just pretty much gonna wanna click next, next, next. Oh, and this just popped up because it finally finished scanning the LAN driver, but it doesn't matter, we already extracted it. Next, 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 install. Finish. Okay, so that one's done. And now moving on to the Wi-Fi driver. Yes. Click this, install. All right, our Wi-Fi driver is done. Now this is the BIOS. We'll save that one for the end. So now RGB Fusion, update pack. All right, that one's done. It's right here. And the last one is our audio driver. And we're gonna click setup. I'll restart the computer later. So now to update our BIOS, we're gonna go ahead and go into our folder, and we have a file here called Z390IAPW. So we're gonna have to drag this BIOS file into a blank USB flash drive. I'm gonna go ahead, whoops, I just spilled my tea. Here's a blank USB flash drive, right? So we can go ahead and remove our Windows 10 flash drive now, we don't need it. And I'm gonna insert our blank one. All right, so there's our blank flash drive. I'm just gonna click, oh, it went away. Just right click the folder, File Explorer, and this PC, and here's our blank drive. Just drag over the file. Okay, and now we're gonna restart our computer. When we're restarting it, make sure that you're clicking the delete key on your keyboard rapidly so it could then boot up to our BIOS, where we're gonna be able to update the BIOS. And yep, it worked. So now we're going to head over to Q Flash right here. I'm gonna click it and we're gonna select update BIOS, and it already navigated to our USB flash drive. So I'm just gonna click this and then click this arrow over here. I'm gonna select intact. Why not? We're not in a rush. So it's updating the BIOS now. Make sure that your computer does not lose power, because if it does, then the BIOS is going to be corrupted because you interrupted it, and then you're going to have to send it back to the manufacturer for them to fix it, because then it's pretty much done. You can't use it. So yeah, make sure it doesn't get corrupted right here, because that would not be cool. And it's going to reboot. When it's rebooting though, I'm going to keep pressing delete again because I want to go to our BIOS, because now we got to make sure our RAM's running at its rated speed. All right, we're back in our BIOS, and now we want to go to classic. And we're gonna go to advanced memory settings, and where it says extreme memory profile, we're gonna head over to disabled, and I'm gonna go over to profile 1. So now that's ready to go. It automatically then switched our RAM to 3200 megahertz. It wasn't at that before. And now we're gonna save and exit right here. Yes. All right, cool. Now we're gonna install our graphics card drivers, and we're gonna click download now. Run. Yes. All right, so you actually do have to sign into this program. Once you do, it automatically starts downloading the latest driver. So that's done. All right, we're gonna click Express Installation. Yes. All right, graphics card drivers are installed. Now we're gonna assign a drive letter to our hard drive because that's where we're gonna be installing games. So if we go to this folder right here and we go to this PC, all that's coming up right now is just our SSD. And this is the flash drive we use for the BIOS, which we don't need anymore. Let's disconnect that. All right, that's gone. So in order to get our hard drive to pop up here, we're gonna go over here and type in disk right here, create and format hard disk. So click that. And it's automatically going to come up our hard drive, what we want to do with it. I'm going to go ahead and select GPT, okay. And now we're going to right click this blank space of our hard drive and click new simple volume, next, and we're going to assign a drive letter to it. I'll just go with G for games, next, title it something, 2 terabyte hard drive, next, finish. And once it's done, it is now going to show up in our drives. So we're going to head over to Steam. You can download a lot of games through Steam. If you're going to be playing Fortnite, you download the Epic Games application. For Overwatch, you download Blizzard. And for any EA titles, you download Origin. I'm going to show you guys Steam as an example. Install now, run. All right, so once we're logged into our Steam account, I'm going to head over to a game. So we're going to click install and we're going to navigate to our hard drive. So create new Steam library on drive G, our hard drive. Click that and we'll just click new folder. That's fine. Steam library. Okay. We're going to click Steam library, select. Now it's going to install the game on there. Next. And finish. And that's it, guys. We'll go ahead and restart your computer though, because we just installed the graphics card drivers, and then you'll be ready to play games. And if you guys want to go ahead and mess with the fan speed and also like the colors of our AIO ring, go ahead and download the cam program. This is what allows us to control all of that. I'm just messing around with the RGB colors. I went ahead and changed the strips to hot pinkish color. Here's the code. Feel free to copy it. I like it a lot. As far as the cam program, right, to control our ring, well, we got some bad news. It's not even working. I changed it to red, but it's not working. Now the pump itself is working and the computer is reading it, so that's good. That's like the most important part, but for some reason I don't know what's up with the lighting. I've never had this problem before with like an AIO, but yeah, I don't know what's up with the colors. Maybe I just got a defective AIO where the colors aren't working. I don't know, who knows, but the pump works, so that's good. I wasn't really playing video games, only like when like for the videos, but now I've been playing Siege like a lot lately, so I should be able to get better gameplay. In Fortnite, I want to get better at that. All I did was pretty much get my sensitivity right, so now I could actually land shots, but I still don't know. I can't build to save my life, guys, so yeah, I got to dedicate some time to building so I could bring you guys some decent Fortnite gameplay. Comment down below. I'm curious, what games do you currently play a lot? What games would most of you guys like to see benchmarked? Right now I'm pretty much covering the esport first person shooter titles, but if you guys want to see anything else checked out, but like if there's a high demand for it, there has to be a high demand for it, then I'll go ahead and add it to the benchmarking list.
Boxes are defeated, purpose always fleeting. I pose questions to the ceiling like an answer gonna come. Truth is too revealing, like it's easy concealing. All emotions to the start on your heart going down. Show me and drive. I just wanna live life. I feel hurt all the time, but I can't see straight. I've been running on the freeway, like I get blinded by
here's someone like right here.
They go past me. I see the last me I ever will. That got me asking if living this lightly is happening the right thing.
Here we go. Here goes nothing.
A little bit more focused on the place that my feet go. And if they go past me, I see the last me that I ever will. That got me asking if living this lightly is happening the right thing, or should I be more focused on what feet wanted to go? If I died right now in a lie, I'd have a few regrets. Wish I spent more time out biking instead of smoking cigarettes. Wish I worked more on music instead of alternating steps. Probably should have talked more to people I thought were interesting as heck. Probably should have gotten closer to my mom instead of pops drawn out of death. I wish the best.
Recruit came out of nowhere, dude. Oh, following this guy. He knows what he's doing. Oh! Let's go get the diffuser.
On my smile seems strange. I walk like I'm trying on a wing, or a mask, or a laugh, or a face, or a faith in my place in this path. But
Trap cam trap, okay.
And live inside the moment, not the past. See the present unwrapped, cause the moment's so fast. So it's gone.
Trap cam's down. Yay! We did it, team. Be proud of yourself. Oh, they're coming. Come on, peek it.
Should I've been a little bit more focused on the place that my feet needed to go? And if they go past me, I see the last me I ever will be.
Okay, last one hit. Pick him up! Pick him up!
Oh shoot. Whoa! Oh shoot. All right, I'm gonna try something crazy. Oh, it worked. No, bot fell off. Whoa. All right, there's one. These are the settings we're using for Fortnite. Yay! FPS is really high, guys. Very. All right, there's one. So many targets. Here we go. Here's my chance. Two. Let's go for a third. Will it connect? No, that was way off. All right. Oh my jeez. So many people. Dude, all I have is a sniper, man.
Yes. Alright, don't worry, Joe. We're making it. Yes! Oh my god, I'm a gamer! I am a gamer! Oh! Wait! Oh! I don't want to get
You were so close. If you would have just started building right away, you would have made it. You could just get people and bring them back to you. This thing's the ultimate troll. Get back over here. This weapon's toxic. Oh, is that an up? Oh, come on. Yeah, baby. Oh, I got him. Uh-oh. Yep.
I don't want no combo, I want checks. I don't want this second, I want this.
Oh.
I'm all in my way, I'm a wreck. I've been moving like a hot. I don't want no combo, I want checks. I don't want this second, I want this. I'm all in my way, I'm a wreck.
Oh, someone's up here.
I've been moving like a hot.
Yeah.
I know you need a check from me. Can pay the play, the sun still won't get a set from me. I mix the
See one.
with the solid juice.
Oh, through the smoke.
Watch it drip, while it
Whoa!
take it to the top. Chips all in the middle.
Okay, he's down. Push up.
We gon' pop like a soda.
He's down too. Nah! Get over it.
Oh, come on! I could knife him. Why didn't he knife me?
Lay on out the other up.
Oh, one more.
Bro, moment.
Dino, come on, we got this. Push forward, Dino. No! Bruh moment. I got killed by bruh moment. Yo. Yo, this kitty cat's lit. It has to be bruh moment. Alright, guys. You guys got this.
Oh, my hands are shaking from all of that.
Thanks for watching. Peace.
Step in the right then? Or should I been a little bit more focused on the place that my feet needed to go? And as they go past me, I see the last me that I ever will be. And that got me asking if living this lightly, has that been the right thing? Or should I been more focused on where feet wanted to go?